Give it a second. Oh, we're live now. Man,
Live,
we're live.
live, and I'm behind the rope. I'm breaking the rules here.
Oh. Where are we?
We are live in the Evansville Museum, Evansville, Indiana.
Evansville, Indiana. That's awesome.
Way down the southern tip of the state. So.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see here. Check this out. Do a pan around the room. We got a crazy, awesome museum exhibit going on right now. This is the largest Brickmania display in history. Check this out. And it's in a cool gallery space too, which is we've never done something quite like this.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
What do we have here? What do we have here, Dan?
This is the Brandenburg Gate. Brandenburg Gate being in Berlin, for history buffs will know that this is famous. It's a famous landmark in Berlin, and basically World War II in Europe ended right around the corner from here, with the Reichstag and Hitler's bunker. Everything was all within the proximity of this. So this is a famous landmark built to. It's basically one of the gates of the old city of Berlin, and here you have the Red Army parading through the streets of Berlin shortly after the Germans surrendered.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is the last time this model will actually be seen in public. We are going to reclaim the bricks, reclaim all the pieces. We have stuff to build, more stuff to build, and we don't have enough bricks for everything, so this one's coming apart. Last time this will ever be seen.
Very nice, very nice. Let's talk about some features on this build. But check out those columns.
Right, those very nice round columns. There's a lot of tan tiles put together to make these columns.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty advanced technique. Of course, we didn't invent this; we just borrowed it. Other builders who came before us.
What are some of the vehicles that are on display right here?
Well, this big tank in front is an IS-2 tank. It's the Joseph Stalin named after him. It's basically the successor to the KV line of tanks. But there's actually famous pictures of this tank, even this tank with this number in front of the landmark. Right behind it, you have this is a Panzerjäger 4.
Yeah.
The German one, the blown up one, half destroyed, burnt up one. It's a little worse for wear.
It's dropped a track right there.
It's dropped more than the track. It's all burnt up. So it needs some TLC anyways. It has severe travel damage and battle damage. So. Back behind that, we have a T-34-85. So that's the bigger T-34, wider tracks, bigger gun, bigger turret, and of course that would be present at the Battle of Berlin as well.
Very nice, very nice. Cool, let's keep going.
We got Georgi.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, we have mosaics. We don't just have the dioramas and stuff on display. We brought
Check that out.
a dozen of our big mosaics. So we've made these big mosaics.
Get right up close to see all those bricks in there.
Yeah, it's all made out of Lego.
Check that out.
So we made these at World War Brick. That's our event that we've hosted throughout the years. I don't know how many we have. I think we have 19 of these different mosaics. They're a group effort, group builds. And this is the largest collection I think we've ever had. 12 of them put together in the same room.
Very nice.
Same build.
Right on. Next up, we have the Battle of Peleliu.
Right. This is one of our group builds that we did from the last series of World War bricks we did. Normally there'd be a play mat underneath it, but we decided to do something differently. The vinyl play mat just looks kind of cheap, so we set it up on the table. You have all the Americans, U.S. Marines, and Navy vessels on one side versus the Japanese Army and Japanese Navy.
Let's get down low and see if we can get some of this carnage in there.
Carnage.
Check that out.
YouTube loves carnage. Some of the older Brickmania soldiers.
Yeah.
Yep. We didn't even have the right helmets at this time. Brick Arms had.
When this display wasn't was first built, the Japanese T-90 helmet.
Oh yeah.
That did not exist in Brick Arms form, so we just were using the pot helmets for it.
Yeah, we had no choice.
Similar enough.
Because Will said
at the time
he would never ever make the Japanese helmet.
And then he did one day. Come on now. Will. Well, what are some of the different vehicles here?
Different vehicles, but you got a lot of Shermans going on.
Yep.
So, Shermans. You got these are the M4A2 diesel-powered Shermans. They have the amphibious trunks on them, wading trunks, so they wouldn't sink going to basically when you're traversing shallow tidal oceans. Nice. Agony. Those were kits. The kits are discontinued. A lot of what you see here are actually discontinued kits. So you always wonder what happens with all the display models after they go into stores. They either go into displays or we go sell them or we recycle them for the parts.
Very nice.
So these will probably be recycled for the parts. Maybe we'll throw a couple up on eBay, just because people want these older models, especially the LVTs.
Yeah, some LVTs.
LVT.
Oh yeah,
That's that's a LCVP.
Yes, you're looking at an LCVP right here. Just full of guys.
Yep.
He's missing his helmet. Where'd it go?
He's bailing.
He's bailing.
Threw it overboard. He's going crazy. He doesn't even have a gun.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that is the Battle of Peleliu.
Battle of Peleliu. Yeah, it was a little more going on than the Battle of Peleliu. This is a piece of it. And this is a little scrap of our giant Battle of the Bulge diorama that we did. We did a whole museum exhibit on the Battle of the Bulge.
So this is actually based off of a picture here.
Yeah, it's a real scene. So it's a painting, so I don't know how real it is.
Right.
The artist
Wait, what
interpretation.
is this battle? Battle of Peleliu.
So this is another one that's the last time this will be seen in public. We'll recycle some of the stuff. The rest of it's going to become part of an aircraft carrier.
Those are German. I'm assuming those are Japanese.
Moving on. Kursk group build. So this is another World War brick group build that we've done. It's minus its table drop because we figured it would be cool to do on the table. We're in an art museum after all. We have to be a little arty. Those vehicles you see in the foreground, that one in the foreground, that's a Stug 3 and also F. So not the final version of the Stug 3. And the Stug 3 is, if you don't know, it's an assault gun based on the Panzer III chassis. It's the bigger gun used to destroy other tanks or assault bunkers, things like that. Of course, there's a Tiger right behind that. Tiger tank, of course, being one of the most feared German tanks.
All right.
Then, yeah, what else we got here?
Yeah,
Some of the Russian hardware.
some Russian. Yeah, it's got some Russian stuff.
We got a T-34. It's T-34-76. So this is the original T-34 with the original turret. So 1940 turret. Of course, I don't know what that guy's doing dancing on top of the tank. One too many vodka sours, I think.
Something like that.
Of course, we have some of our older Russians. These guys appear to have the right helmets on, at least.
There we go.
Another T-34.
Very cool. Very
Fun
cool.
little buildings that are all going to go the way of the dodo really soon.
All right, very cool. Moving on.
Dwight
Mr.
D.
Eisenhower.
He's the architect of the Allied victory in Europe, of course. The supreme commander in Europe. And he's responsible for the planning and execution of Operation Overlord, or the D-Day invasions of France.
Speaking of D-Day, moving on, we have the actual D-Day diorama.
The largest pink medal ever.
This is Omaha Beach. This is the American, one of the two American beaches.
Omaha Beach? Are you kidding me?
We have the Americans coming to shore on D-Day. It's early morning beach assault, coming across the open beaches because they had to land at high or low tide. And of course, we have a whole bunch of more landing craft, ducks, Sherman tanks, landing craft, tank landing craft, amphibious tanks, you name it.
Yeah, this is one of our largest dioramas that we've ever put together. It's really massive. I don't know if you can step back and get the whole thing in shot here, but it's huge. Look at how huge this thing is.
Look how huge it is. Look how puny I am.
Oh wow, moving in close. Wow, look at that.
Whoa! You can get out of here.
That's cool. All right, what are some of the ships here?
Those are LCTs, landing craft tank. So looks like they've taken a little, these big ones here. Yeah.
Yes.
They would be transported across the ocean on the deck of a LST, and then it'd be shoved over. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, you were telling me about how that process was, how they did that yesterday.
Yeah, they would actually tilt they'd ballast the LST in a way it would tilt to one
Oh my
side,
God.
and then it would dump the ship, the little landing craft off the side. Because that's not a little landing craft, because it can hold 5 Shermans.
Very nice, very nice. Anything on the beach that we want to go over?
I don't know. I think we might want to move on.
Yeah, keep moving on.
We have
There's a lot. We have a lot to cover here.
yeah, we have people following. They want to see it too.
Very nice. Here's the Battle of Stalingrad.
Yeah, this is built by Matthew Leach. This isn't actually a Brickmania. Technically, some of the Brickmania models are on here, but this is built by Matthew Leach, aka Extreme Bricks. He built this a couple of years ago, and we've been his caretakers ever since. So Battle of Stalingrad, we have a scene, basically on the outskirts of Stalingrad with Tiger tanks and KV-1, so the Russians and the Germans.
Check that out.
Some of our models, mix of our stuff, mix of Citizen Brick figures. A little different than what we normally do. It's kind of cool though that way.
Some very nice detailing on the groundwork and the buildings, and really shows off the models very well, I think.
What's happening with the mermaid? Oh, there's a mermaid.
All right, what do we have here, Dan?
That's just a vignette with
Little tiny vignette.
the T-34. So the T-34s were being built in Stalingrad during the battle, and basically rolling right out of the factory and fighting the Germans. Didn't even bother putting a reverse gear in it. They didn't.
Wow.
You only can go forward into battle or none at all. So this would be a similar of that tank, T-34, model 1940.
Moving on, we have another mosaic here.
And
Bernard Montgomery, so he was the commander of the British 8th Army in North Africa, attributed to the defeat of the Germans in North Africa, so at the Battle of El Alamein, which is the last big battle before the Germans finally turned tail and ran home. So here we have elements again of the Battle of El Alamein.
So we have another tabletop display on the black tablecloth.
Yep. So this is one of our play builds, but this gives you a lot more contrast the way we have it set up. So British.
Elamine?
El Alamein.
Oh my god. The turning point, no, it doesn't work.
That's right. As you can hear, we have fans enjoying the displays at the museum.
Very nice, very nice. And what else do we have? That's another panning shot around the museum.
Yeah, so this is the German side, right?
Check it out.
Correct.
Because they've got the same color uniform, so it's kind of hard to tell which is which.
Look at the helmets. You can tell the helmets.
Yeah, the British or have like
Flat helmets.
Yeah, it's a really awesome space here. So now here, check this
This is
out.
kind of the mint models.
So we have our little 700 scale microships, 1/20th the size of our 1/35th scale
Yep.
models. So Yamato, Missouri, and North Carolina. These are all former kits right here. But come down the row here, we have airplanes. Just grabbed like one of each of everything we could find around the office for this display. So everybody's represented, everybody that we've done. We don't have every airplane, but this all is a World War II display, so there's not anything more modern, there's no sci-fi stuff. Everything is just strictly World War II. This is probably the biggest collection of World War II stuff we've ever put together, at least as far as kits go. You guys recognize anything that's not been released as a kit yet? Say something. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's never been released. We get to play with it. You don't.
Very nice. Any vehicle you want to talk about in particular?
We can take requests. What do you guys want to see? Anything you want us to look at?
What do we got a request for?
Nothing yet.
Let's talk about the pick a kit, Dan. Pick a kit.
French FCM. Look at this one. So this is the French FCM light tank. Not a kit, but will be. Here, let me put it down on the table. Make it easier. This is a light tank, French light tank from World War II. Open the hatch here. This is not well built. What is going on with this turret here? It doesn't seem to want to turn. It's just really tight.
Let's see. Lego Stud Muffin wants to see the T-34-85.
T-34-85. It's right here. Lego stud muffin. It lost its its fuel drums. I have to go put them back on. This is T-34-85. This is the Brickmania kit version. Get out of the way, sir.
Sergeant McNuggets wants to see the red tail.
Red tail.
Red tail. We'll have to backtrack.
Backtrack to the red tail.
Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Red tail. Where's he?
It's all the way down
Red
there.
tail. Check out the red tail.
And he, well, that's what flat is.
I'm on the wrong side of the rope, I know. Sitting back. Here we go. Red tail. This is another older Brickmania kit. Oops. Almost lost it.
Holy
First,
mackerel.
nice gray sticker, right?
Yes.
We cheated. This is when we first started making stickers. We weren't so good at it. Anything else people want to see?
Oh yeah, we got the KV1 and the IS2
KV1.
all the way back to the other end.
Back to the other end.
Making us work. KV1, that's these two right here. KV1, look, we'll roll it right up there. What about the KV2?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's mine too. It's like a destroyer turret on top. A small destroyer turret. And this one here is the IS-2. It's a beast. That was back before I hired Cody to do my work for me.
Bill Hale wants to see the Matilda.
Matilda, all right. Matilda, that's
There's
back.
the
It's
end.
the blue, sky blue. Right next to that beautiful Stuart. You see that Stuart there? That was made by Rum Runner. Ready from the old Flickr days with the Lego World War II groups. There's the Matilda. Honestly, I think it's a fairly decent Matilda, but I think I could do better now. And I've seen better. I've seen other people make better. So I'd like to revisit that one someday. The smoke grenades are out of order. I don't think it
The camouflage on that is very interesting. When you talked about that.
Yeah, there's some people at Brickmania that camouflage pattern drove them crazy. I don't know why. Pet peeve, but it really was light blue like that. Get out of the light. Any other requests, guys? Or girls?
Shooting Stuff wants to see the M4 Sherman.
Or Sherman. Which one?
Yeah.
Back over here, we have several Shermans. This is probably the coolest one here.
Yeah. That
This-
was.
Oh yeah.
This is the jumbo Sherman. So this is the one. We got some a decal set from Fine. Who made this? It was Archer Dry Transfers did that decal on there.
We should revisit that as a kit.
Oh, definitely. So this is jumbo Sherman. I think Cody really wants to redo it. So he basically it's M4 A3 Sherman with the wider tracks on it. So these are actually Lego tracks, not the Brickmania ones. The big turret, the same turret that you see on the Easy 8, but it has the smaller 76mm gun. So this particular model is years old. So it's been around the block a few times.
We got Dominic and we got Viper Gamer. They want to see the Panther.
Panther. That'll be a backtrack. Let's see. One of these anti-tank guns signed here.
A lot of people asking for the mouse too, but we didn't bring one of those with us.
Also known for auction. We have one still in the store. Yeah, there's the Panther. There's the ambush camouflage Panther. Not the current set. This is last year's Panther. This was a year before.
It's all blending together.
Right. This is the older Panther. We do not sell this one anymore. So, it's pretty much the same Panther as the one that we do sell. Just instead of it being a solid tan color, it's the ambush camouflage. This, of course, makes it almost impossible for us to keep in production.
Why is that?
There's too many.
Are there any pieces on there that are rare in particular? You can think of off the top?
No, it's just a collection of, it takes 4 times as much work to put together one of these kits.
Oh yeah, just sourcing all the different colors.
Yeah, for sure. I see some stuff in the wrong spots.
Some field repairs going on.
All right, anything else?
Lego Stud Muffin wanted to take a look at the American half tracks.
American hat.
Come on, get them in order.
It's all good.
Don't trip and fall in the yard. That's the M16 right there. So that's the Kraut mower, as it's affectionately called. 4 quad 40 or quad 50 caliber machine guns. So that's one. We have this other half track. This is the M3 half track, troop carrier version. We have an M2 somewhere right here. Yep, here's the M2. So the M2, the difference between the M2 and the M3 is that this has M2 has a smaller body. It also has these compartments where they put the ammunition, because this is a prime mover. In this case, it's a prime mover for a tank destroyer unit, so it has a 57 millimeter gun it's towing.
Very nice. Very nice.
So smaller body, but it's made to carry ammunition and stuff. A little different. How about we show off the? This is an M31 armored recovery vehicle. So the turret, it's an M3 Lee hull, and they've taken the gun off and put on this record crane basically, so they can recover tanks that have been knocked out in battle. The gun on here is actually a dummy gun, so from the front it looks like a regular tank. But actually, both of the guns are dummy guns.
Was this really? This was released for our Kickstarter, wasn't it?
This is a Kickstarter only, so it really has some of our. In fact, doesn't have the right minifig. But this is very primitive compared to the stuff we released.
Right.
We actually designed this as a kit before we even had the track, so we didn't work out all the kinks in that system.
Right.
So yeah, super rare. The only way you could get this is if you were part of our Kickstarter.
Yeah, I have a request for the next kit. How about the B-17?
B-17
Oh,
bomber. It's over
yeah.
there.
Let's check out the B-17.
Maybe hurdle it too.
All right, we have this on a special display out in the middle of the floor here.
So this is Cody O'Sell's B-17G. It is actually sold out at the moment. This is a kit. We have been getting a ton of requests for it to come back. So we're listening. I think we can make that happen. If you missed out on the first batch, you may be able to get another one soon.
We'll see. We're trying. It's always hard to source this many pieces in any quantity. One of these is
And you
equal
can't
to
have ours.
one of these is equal to a few tanks. So in terms of parts, so a few. That's right.
Getting a lot of requests to look at some of those Pacific planes.
Pacific planes, huh?
The Corsair, this is
Back over here.
This is Cody's original Corsair F4U. I'm not even going to try to. If I pick it up, it'll shake too much. So that's the Corsair. Right next to it says P-38 Lightning, which is much bigger. It's a Lockheed P-38. This is the Pacific plane. This one is with the Pacific marking, so you can see all the kill flags. This is an actual airplane, so yes, somebody did have that many victories. And then we have the Zero, of course, over here. So this is in the light gray. Usually people mistake it for white, but they were actually painted in navy light gray.
Missouri and the Nicholas.
Yeah, we've got more. We go back over and do a flyby of the Missouri.
Still fly by the Missouri. So here in the center of the room, it's the USS Missouri. Fly by here.
They're doing a handstand off the edge.
His eyes are straight.
Here too.
I know, he's falling.
Very cool, very cool. And we have one more display. It is all the way over here, the USS Nicholas. We'll fly by that one as well.
Sure. They probably. I don't know. But Brandon, look.
Very nice. All right. Well, Dan, anything else you want to show off?
Let's just do the walk through the yard. You have the micro brick battle being played.
You, on the other hand, don't have
You know, we have
about
set up so people are playing, learning how to play. We have it all set up for basic game.
hold your game somewhere where she's not going to be in that.
I just love these cool little tiny models here.
Here's what kind of what I'm doing.
Very awesome. Very awesome.
Hey, no shooting through the houses this one. Hey guys, I'll teach you to play in a minute.
Oh, we're just doing our own thing.
That's okay too.
That's
What's fun with this
Store
game?
off.
Oh,
Yeah, we
God.
can go up to the
Check out
store.
the store too.
It's gonna be drastic. Everybody adjust your monitors. It's gonna get really bright.
So we also have a full store here at the museum.
Whoa. Sunny.
There we go. So we have a full store on display here. Very nice, very nice.
Minifigures, brick arms, kits.
Posters.
Look at all the figures.
Some of the figures.
Want to say hi to 77 people?
Hi, 77 people.
Let's check out the figures.
It actually makes you feel good.
Yeah. This is one of the more comprehensive displays. I like how the World War II. Very cool. This should be. Here we go.
I'm gonna go back into the display and finish it up.
Sure.
Right.
A collection of fingers.
Do we have enough ice for that?
We didn't say what condition they were.
All right, let's go back in here. So, that is World War II in Lego, the museum display at the Evansville Museum in Indiana. And for more information, check out our blog, brickmaniatoys.com. I lost Dan. Where's he? Here he comes. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Don't run in the museum.
We're running in the museum.
Wipe out on live TV.
Yeah, what else do we have? I think that's it, man.
That's it. Stand in front of our backdrop.
Cool.
Picture tape.
Yeah. Giant backdrop here.
So now that you've seen it on YouTube, you don't have to come down, right?
No, you have to come. You have to come down.
We've given you a sneak preview. Yeah, it's definitely much cooler in person.
Yes. With that,
If you're anywhere near Evansville, come check it out. Otherwise, and it's only, we should tell this is what, October 19th to 21st, 2018. So don't watch this video like 6 weeks from now and go, hey, look, we can go to Evansville.
yeah, it's just this weekend only.
Yeah, one weekend only, and then we destroy everything.
Almost everything.
Yes,
We'll get that on film if we can.
destroy everything. Yeah, did you know that we're starting a new theme? It's called Not World War II.
What?
No, just kidding.
Not World War II. So well, you have some plans for some of these displays.
Yeah, we're gonna destroy them. We'll post the live videos of us destroying them.
Well,
If we
so,
can.
what are you going to turn them into?
Oh, yeah, we're building new stuff. We're not just destroying for the sake of destroying.
Yes.
We'll be building, for one, we'll be building an aircraft carrier. So you've heard it here.
Yes. Very cool. Cool. I think that wraps it up, right?
Yeah, we could probably stop torturing you guys for that.
Okay, cool, man. Thanks for watching.
Sorry for watching. What?
That was cool, man. That was cool.